All right, everybody. This is hey, how you doing? And this is leftovers. We're watching leftovers episode season 3. I always forget to say that. Episode 5. It's a Matt world. And that means that this is gonna be a that the title is familiar, by the way. I know that's like an old movie. It's a mad world, isn't it? Oh shit. Yeah, it's like a part of it. Is that the one with the longer title with the how I learned to love the bomb or something like that? Is that the one? I think it is. It's a play off of that, isn't it? I didn't see the movie. I might have to after this. Uh so this is gonna be every season has a Matt episode, right? So this is the Matt episode for this one. Gotta be. Um, and it's always the most heart wrenching episode, the one that breaks your heart every single season, because Matt has to go through so much shit. And so I mean, his wife already left him, but it's not so bad because he doesn't seem to care. But it's so sad. It's so sad. But I mean, I still have hope for that, but I don't want to think about it too much in case it doesn't happen. Then I won't have to be too sad for that. But Matt is he's uh well, I mean, just what else can they do to him? How much more horrifying things can they do to him? Also, Kevin has last episode was devastating too. Everything seems to be falling apart, man. How is this gonna? I hope this whole thing can be patched up by the end, because damn, it's just going to the most horrible places possible. Kevin looks like he broke up with Nora. It doesn't looks like just dashed her and left her there. Maybe you should join them and stuff, right? Like, my kids are gone, and he says maybe you should join them. Oh Jesus, that's the worst thing you could have said to her. Not a f bomb or calling her, the c word or something like that. No, it's this, because that's the thing that hurts the most. She'd rather have called her anything else, but to say that you could join them, I don't know, that must have just broke her again. It's like the pieces were, they were glued back and they were healing, and maybe, but then he just shattered it back again, and it's even more pieces now, I think. And then he just left. Cruel. I know he's dealing with his own shit, but it's cruel. And I mean, look at that the last shot with her like streaming tears down her face through sprinklers. It's kind of like it's symbolizing, I think, how much she's breaking down on the inside. It just whoosh, waterfall of tears, and then he found himself outside the building. Something about an explosion going off. I don't know what that's about. He looked up. I don't think that was it though. I think there's something else is going on. There's something happening in Australia right now, and the father found him. Yeah, he is with the ladies, and so he grabbed him and put him in the car. He said, "We're not alone anymore." But I'm gonna assume we're not gonna be seeing him this episode, or if we are, it's gonna be at the end or something. But it's gonna be a Matt episode. So strap yourself in, get ready for Matt's final singular episode, because he has one every single season. This is the last one we're gonna get of Matt's crazy journeys. Oh boy, maybe it'll be the other way around. Maybe it won't be so bad this time. Maybe it's gonna go the other way. It won't be so horrifying and terrible for him. Instead, maybe it takes a different turn, and he has the best journey of all time. I don't know. We'll see. Um. Yeah, I think that's it. I have a feeling it's gonna end up all okay though. Every season, if you think about it, has ended on mostly a good note, I guess. Terrible things happened in season 1, but in the end, he saved his daughter. They broke up the guilty remnant. The mom's whole thing fell apart, and some people got reunited, right? But it always ended with the family being reunited. If I think about it now, yeah, it did. First season ended with him finding Nora and finding his daughter Jill, and then the baby, and then the son finding The son finding the mom, and then the second season ended with them all in the house together. Even though shit was going on outside, they found each other. Actually, it's kind of similar to this first season, but the second season doesn't look like it has the guilty remnant. So already it's completely different. And thank God for that. That they're not going to be the villain for all 3 seasons. It doesn't look like it. Anyway, it doesn't look like it. Looks like that's it for them. And good riddance, I say. I think that based on that, it's gonna end on a good note. Even though I don't see how, everything's breaking apart. We're losing everybody. The freaking Matt's wife left, but then again, it was never really about them, wasn't it? It was about. It's always about. This story has always been about Kevin and Nora, I think. So it focuses on them, and everybody else is kind of supporting characters around that. Matt sort of got his own thing going on, though. He always has his own separate storyline, it feels. I mean, he's connected to them too, but it kind of feels like he was almost like a main character of almost a different show, in a way. You know? It's interesting. Like, it's an interesting... Actually, another thing about it, it's a very unique way to tell a story. You have Kevin's main story, but you also got Matt's main story, and sometimes the two are kind of separated and doing their own thing and accomplishing different goals, but somehow still connected to each other, but somehow separate a little bit. It felt like that because Matt always kind of got his own setup. He almost has his own little 3-episode season in a way, you know. That's so because only a few characters got such individualized episodes. I think the son and you know, what's her name, the chick, freaking Laurie. They got one episode to themselves, but I was setting up the plot, right? But Matt's story has always been kind of separated. Anyway, yeah, I think Matt has always been like the second main character in the story, having his own journey to go through. That's what I mean. With Kevin, all the stories are kind of it's his journey, it's Noah's journey, and you got all these people in between who are passerbys in his journey, kind of. But Matt kind of has nobody else has. Everybody else has got. They're connected to Kevin in some way, but the main journey is Kevin, and you know, I think Matt got his own separate journey. No, I guess they all do. Whatever. Anyway, I just feel like Matt's is a little bit different. He feels like a second main character in his own world a little bit sometimes. Anyway, that's that. Yeah, maybe it'll turn out okay for once in this show. What's to do with explosion? I think it'll end on a good note. I think so. It sounds like it's all going to lead up to that. If based off everything else that's happened, of course it will. It's not going to end on a horrible place. It can't. It can't. I think that this is going to bring me to tears by the end of the show, isn't it? Because that's what I've been waiting for. Well, not waiting for, but that's what I've been expecting, which is that all the shit we went through better pay off by the end, which I feel like it will. It will. And it better be amazing. It better be amazing. And it better feel like everything we have to go through, all the pain and suffering, watching these characters, these poor characters go through so much suffering. I feel like it's going to pay off. It's going to have a huge payoff by the end, and you only get there. You only be able to appreciate it if you have watched the whole season. So here I am when I'm almost there. I'm in the home stretch of season 3. If I'm about to finish it up, let's do this. It's a Matt world. Let's do it.
Does he decide that he was punished or that he was rewarded?
Whoa. Speaking French. I also forgot they're almost to the day of the anniversary, October 14th, which everybody thinks is going to be some kind of apocalyptic event, which is probably when this show is going to end. The hell is this? That was weird. Now I got to go find out what the hell he was saying. What the hell is that? But it looks like this whole season, though, will be themed episode. The songs will be themed to the episode. What the hell? The submarine. French. Oh, there you go. Connection. Wow. We just see it. See it all. This part. Oh, look at that door. You got a hairy chest, man. French Superman over here. What is he doing? Is he like launching like the nuclear bomb? What is he doing? This is not yoga time. Oh, he needs to reach both. That's why. So, well, how else can he do it? It's a weapon. What else would it be? Oh, shit.
Australia.
What? Why are you going to Australia now?
I'm
Why?
asking you to fly me there.
Because of the book?
God has
You
placed
talking about
an
Kevin?
obstacle in our way, but
He's talking about Kevin. He wants Kevin back here. He wants Kevin back here for the
rescue mission. Exactly.
October 14th, the rescue mission. What? Oh gosh, because he thinks Kevin is Jesus, so he wants Jesus back here. Yeah, I knew it.
Reasonable to you?
I'm kind of with Loie here now.
Is your
Yeah, wait, why are you trying to get on it?
Because it sounds like you need to blow off a little.
Fuck you!
Oh
Everybody
shit.
calm. We all want the same thing.
Loie got her own
To make
issues, you know
sure
what I
Kevin
mean?
gets home safe.
We'll see who's right. Oh boy, it's science versus faith. Once again, go put some
We
line
have a
makeup
friend
on.
in Melbourne who's in trouble. He needs our help. Your boat is the only way we can get to him.
Well, then why don't you tell me the filthiest joke that you know?
A pimple and a priest. Your face.
Oh Jesus! Oh gosh,
The
I've never
lady
heard that
has free
before.
rein.
Yes, you said that already, but
There's an explosion. Hey, we gotta admit, all the stuff they go through, man. This got some. They had some interesting adventures. This is the weirdest one of all.
Fine. That's fine.
Oh Jesus! Doesn't look like it. I hate when people put stuff in their nose like that. What is that?
Shame in it, mate. The one true Lord, Yahweh, Holy of Holies. Red hat and a beard, likes the top deck.
You saying God's on the boat? You saying is a what? You saying God's on the boat? That's what he's saying. Physically, he kind of looks familiar. No, do I know him? Oh shit! It's the guy. The guy from the second season. I knew it. I knew he was in Australia. That can't be a coincidence now. Yes, I am God. What? Kevin.
Unicorns.
It's on a card.
From Adam's rib. It was his tibia.
Matthew, John, Michael, they were all disciples. Eloy's one too.
Faith and science can coexist. We can find a mutual ground here. You know, we all want to help. In the end, we all want to help Kevin. We all have,
Lionesses in
of course,
some
70s.
wild animal park in California that refused to mate with any lion from a
Freaking
bankrupt
Fraser.
Mexican. He had screwed.
Oh, wow.
Those lions after midnight.
Don't say his name.
Man may speak his name.
Less that.
This is fascinating.
I mean, letting him believe that he's a messiah might be our best chance at.
My story is true.
He is dead because Evie is dead. Time somebody thought they saw.
Oh.
Please, please, man.
What kind of person do you think I am?
Whoa. Whoa. It was a freaking guy. Oh, wow.
hell were you thinking? I was
Wow,
trying
they're
to save
gonna
a
run.
man's life.
Games.
At least he tried to do something about it, man.
It's after he died.
Wait, was he mentioned in the for season 2?
About 3 fell.
Perth.
100 meters. Broke his neck. Burton was sitting out the front of the cave. Not a scratch on him. Said he felt absolutely fine and that he was God.
People don't actually believe this guy's God.
Some do, sure. Most are just having a laugh. We don't have any other witnesses. Nobody reported missing.
Jesus, then I'm gonna go look for him. I mean, well, I guess how do you look for him? But that's cold.
I told you I didn't molest my comatose wife.
Nobody has enough faith, man. That's a nasty. Why wouldn't they believe him? He wouldn't jump. You think he would jump in the water for nothing?
All you care about is fucking each other and Fraser.
Shit. Run! Oh, so that you believe? Okay, and then but they won't believe somebody fell overboard. This is nothing insane.
Please, no. No. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Me? I'm talking to you.
Be sure you stay on the boat until it's
Uh-oh.
safe.
Terrorist. She's on this. She's like a. Is she a terrorist or something? She's disguised as one of them, but she's doing something.
To burn men's houses down for pretending
Yeah.
to be things they're not. What happened to you, John?
What happened to you, John?
What happened?
He found peace.
He thinks his daughter's still alive. That's not peace.
Yeah. He's holding our hope that she's still out there somewhere.
What? Told her he saw Evangeline.
Oh, I thought that was the mom's name.
Is that true?
It was a.
Yeah, and it all falls
It was
apart
a
again.
manifestation.
See, nobody's okay. He found peace. Bullshit.
I wouldn't have told me either.
She was protecting you. That's what we're supposed to do for each other. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I haven't had any sleep. This is a distraction. We need to focus on Kevin now.
Yeah, he's not just gonna let it go. Sometimes you gotta do a little bit of some nasty work to get some attention, man. That sucks. I hate how Matt is forced to do things like that because of the people around him, but he's gotta do what he's gotta do. For Matt, it's always about trying to see how far you can reach the breaking point, you know? What is Matt's breaking point?
Why don't you transform those ropes?
He's Pontius Pilate right now,
Do that.
asking Jesus to prove
What is it I want?
prove who he is.
Isaac and Abraham, the decathlon, and yet you only won the bronze.
No, that was before. He wasn't my son.
You're denying paternity?
His word versus mine. Jesus had an identical twin brother.
Oh
That's
shit!
who everyone saw a few days later.
Mona Lisa, the sudden departure?
Yeah, that was me.
So why?
Because I could.
So he's not the.
No, I did.
He's not saying he's like the voice of God. He's saying he is God. He just knocked out God. So how you explain that part?
I let my family abandon me.
Why?
For you!
You've never done anything for me. You did it for yourself.
And I prayed to you to save me, and you did.
I can
His
save you again.
leukemia.
Untie me.
He's gonna punch him again.
Ta-da.
I think I remember in season 1 on the TV they also mentioned somebody who had supposedly come back from the dead, and that's when I started thinking Australia's got to be really important. Dang, they set that up all the way back then. Finally! Oh, at least some justice would have been served. There you go. Now he's got to decide what he wants to really do.
No, I don't.
Well, at least that makes sense. Because, goddamn, it seems it just started to get unrealistic that no one even looked for the guy. Come on. What is Australia like? Are you telling me? You know what I mean? I mean, that would have made Australia look really bad as a freaking country. This is after the explosion, right? They have wire cutters. It sounds like he's letting it go.
I did.
I'm dying.
Oh, shit. Holy shit. Let's just stay on the boat. Wow. So, they believe that the lion shouldn't have been caged. So they freed him as soon as they got off the boat. What the hell?
That's the guy I was telling you about.
That's nuts. Why is he looking at us when he says that? Okay, where do I start with this one? Where do I go? Let me see. It was once again another struggling episode of Matt in some crazy ass situation. They took it to the next level with a sex orgy of lion cub worshippers. Lion worshippers. So, okay, in the beginning part they reiterated the story about the leukemia thing. Now I finally understand what they were going with that. I think now I understand that he had survived leukemia and he had done it by praying to God is what he thought, the way he saw it, and that's what gave him his faith. And he spent the rest of his life trying to figure out whether it was for the better or was it you know, I don't know, was it to help me or to make me suffer or something like that? Was it worth it all or something like that? And everything he's done is kind of I guess when you survive something like that, it really enforces what you believe in a way that nothing else can, you know. It's like, I guess if you want someone to believe in your faith, this is what you gotta do. You gotta have the person really believe that they got saved by your faith. That actually made an interesting story. You know, what do you call it? Manufacturing a life-saving event to instill faith in kids, so that they'll never forget it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. he's been tested. He felt like he's been tested his whole life, and it all goes back to when he was a kid. I guess that's kind of what all of them do. Yeah, like it's like in Westworld, everybody has like a cornerstone that created who. There's that one thing about them that instigated everything else. That's what they're trying to say here. And for him, it's that incident with the leukemia that forever, you know, it was what formed his whole thinking afterwards. And here he comes facing off against a guy who claims to be God. Not just the voice of God. I thought he was the voice of God or something. He was saying he is God. And here he comes, he's facing him. Right in front of the Frazier. I don't know what that has to do with anything. But he's facing off against a guy who claims himself to be God. And it's like he got to be in his own confessional. The guy, I mean, I didn't like him either. He kind of, Mr. Button seemed very, I don't like all the characters who always seem like they know everything. You know, they seem like they're so cocky, like they're looking down upon you, condescending. But I mean, he says it with such confidence. You gotta wonder, right? And apparently, it worked on him enough that I think he used it as like a form of therapy. He wasn't gonna get therapy from Laurie. No way. That's not how it was gonna work for him. But from this guy, it may have been just what he needed. Ironically, because that's not what you thought was gonna happen. He ends up, the thing he was trying to go after ends up actually being therapy for him in a way, and it brought him to peace. And the snap thingy wasn't real. Yeah, he's still dying. He didn't actually do anything there, but what it did was kind of, it's like it absolved him of everything he did, or made him see things in a new light. It somehow brought him peace in a weird way. Matt's kind of peace never comes easily. He's always testing the boundaries and stuff. You know what I mean? That's not like I don't know. I don't know. Matt's story, I don't know how he's gonna find peace in this world, but it's like through suffering he comes out the other end a better person or something. It's so weird. His story is so different from, usually you're trying to avoid suffering, but I feel like with Matt, the only way he's gonna reach his happiness goal is through some kind of horrible, it's through suffering. It's like he needs that to exist or something. I don't know, but Matt sometimes goes out of his way to experience these things. No, you know what it is. No, one thing I don't like about, it's so sad, because Matt why does he always put into positions where he's the only one doing something good, and it makes the whole world look terrible for not. They always make it look like, Matt's the only one trying to do something good, and they make the whole world look so horrible because of it. Everybody else is ignoring everything and all that. I'm glad the end part seemed to snap back into reality. Once they were off the boat, it's like they were back in reality, and they found the body, and they're gonna arrest the guy like they should have. But for a while there, they made it look like he was impossible to capture. Those people on the boats, they're the ones who released the lion. Obviously, they didn't believe in captivity of lions, which I would assume somebody would have. That makes sense. And I mean, the guys who do this show have a way of making you feel like everything that people are saying is real, and then that is the world that they're living in, But as soon as he got off the boat, reality sits back in, and he goes, "Yeah, they wouldn't just ignore someone who went off the boat, and surely they would have. Nobody's above the law, and yes, and sure enough, they aren't. And once they got off the boat, they went after him, and I gotta say, they released the lion, and yeah, a guy got killed there, but hey, it was kind of satisfying, just to see him, freaking the guy who claims to be God, just run off like an average criminal scare the cop or something, and freaking eaten alive by a freaking lion. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like just happened there. So he said, but back on what he said that the guy said something about Jesus having a twin brother. So does that mean that Kevin is not Jesus, but Kevin is the twin brother? But that's an interesting interpretation of it. And the tibia bone, I don't know why that makes any difference. But the twin brother thing is interesting. The twin brother is the one they actually saw, and then that's saying that's the one they actually built the religion on. The other one died in the cave. The other one this brother came out there. Is it possible that Kevin is the reincarnation of that brother? I don't know. I don't know why that makes any difference though. Okay, but the thing that throws me off is he saw this guy in his vision. He never met this guy before. He never did, and yet he saw. This is the guy he met in his visions, in his in that hell world hotel place. So what does that mean? Is it real? I mean, there can't be a coincidence that he met the guy there. If he sees him again, he would recognize him. But the guy's dead now, right? So it doesn't matter. Shit. So what's the point of that then? If he really died, then there's no way to confirm whether Kevin even recognized him or not. Because the guy that looks like the line was straight for his head. So, I mean, he probably won't even have a face to recognize. So Kevin's never going to be able to confirm it. Oh, god damn it! So many open ends there. I wanted Kevin to see the guy again, because he would confirm. Wait, it's you. You know what I mean? The guy who made me sing to get out of hell, or wherever the hotel was, and I had to throw a girl over the well to a well because of you. What did he say? It doesn't get more real than this, whatever that means. And now he's just, unless of course that's just his body. He comes back in another body, but I don't know. I don't know, man. But I know the show well enough to know that it's always made ambiguous, right? And you're not really sure, and it could go either way. Was the guy real? Was he get crazy? It just seems like the guy throwing a person over into the water is whatever. I can't imagine what he said to make him do that. But like, this is what he thought he was helping him. But the fact that he killed somebody throws everything you believe in God into disarray. So if he is God, then he's not the God you thought he was, because he's throwing people over the freaking boat, punching people in the face. Yeah, that's a different God. It's a completely different God. But it looks like Matt is at peace by the end of the story. This could be his final journey. Not his final. I think he's still going. He's still got 2 more episodes to go. But this is the end of his 3-act journey piece. This is the last one he's gonna be so focused of. And I think he's finally come to a moment of peace, oddly enough, by actually meeting his God. There's probably a story there, like a background of a religious story, I imagine. I don't know enough of them, but there must be like a background story of somebody, of a person who goes on a journey and meets God at the end of it. It's gotta be, right? Maybe that's everybody's journey, from the Bible's perspective. But I mean, in some ways you could see it that is true, what he said about him doing everything he did for himself and not for God, which is harsh to say though, you know, that you didn't really do it. You would do it because someone was watching. So, actually, that was my perspective of Les Miserables, but that he did everything for himself because he was trying to get into heaven. But somehow it just comes off as wrong here. I want to believe that Matt did this for a higher purpose, you know? It's sort of the science versus faith kind of thing. It's kind of like the agnostic or whatever versus the non-believer versus the believer. The non-believer would say, you only did this because you wanted to get into heaven, while the believer would say that he's doing God's work. He's doing what God wants me to do. I don't know. Don't know where that's going. And also, what was the deal with the French submarine? I'm sure everybody who's watched this on a reaction channel is going to ask that question. What the hell is up with the French thing in the beginning? Naked guy, you know, turning the keys, and in the Marine Corps. They're on the water in a submarine. The only thing I can see as a connection is submarine, boats, a lot of nudity. It's almost like that beginning scene was to make up for the lack of guy nudity. There's so much tits in this episode, so much boobs everywhere in this episode that they had to have at least one penis somewhere, you know. And they had it was on a submarine. Submarine versus boat. Both are naked. And wait a minute. I gotta go check. Is the explosion that he caused with the submarine, is that the explosion in Perth or in Melbourne or wherever? That's gotta be it, isn't it? This submarine is what launched the. They must have launched like a missile, and it must have hit Australia. Is the French submarine off of Australia? Maybe there was like a report about it, but I bet you that's what it was. Only thing I can think of. I don't know what else to think, because it seems perfectly random otherwise. Just like Dean getting killed in the first episode or whatever. What was that about? You know, other than the fact that it just let you down, letting you know, yep, he's crazy too. I don't know. But that is season 3, episode 6. It's a Matt. Well, I don't know how many times you gotta say Matt, but that's the last time saying that. And it's crazy. Things are crazy. I'm assuming we go back. We're gonna become catching up to Kevin again. It does seem like they're kind of wandering around for a bit here, though. So I wonder how this is all gonna tie together. But it always does. It always does. They usually start with Kevin, and they kind of go off onto other people. Last season did the same thing. It started with Kevin, but then it went off with all these other people, and you wonder, wow, Kevin's barely in this. But at the end of the story, it's all about Kevin. You know, it comes all back around on him. So it's all gonna. I see where it's gonna go in a sense. I have no idea where it's gonna end up though, but I imagine it's gonna be amazing. It doesn't. I can't even understand what the seeds he's planting right now. I can't even picture what the hell's happening because it doesn't make sense yet. But when it does, you watch. But I expect the last episode to bring me to tears and make everything that I've seen up to this point worth it. Can't wait. I'll see you guys there in the next episode and every episode from there. Okay.